Dean, would you like to start the vlog? Hello and welcome back to the channel. I don't even know what this vlog is gonna be. We're starting at 2:45 on a Monday and my life has been utter chaos lately, so I'm assuming this vlog is gonna kind of have that chaotic vibe to it. But I wanted to start a new video. It's been a while. Hi, if you're new here, my name's Katie. I'm an author and an editor. Yeah, I'm just gonna take you along. A couple days probably. I don't know. I'm revising a book. I just had a book come out 2 weeks ago now. I don't know. I'm hungry. We're gonna go make some food. Oh, did I talk about this on the channel? The fridge situation? New. I clearly have not finished taking the protective covering off of it, so it's not blue. It's stainless steel. It was slightly too tall. So my dad's friend came and took down the cabinet and he's gonna like shave off an inch on the bottom for me because it was literally like half an inch. Then we're gonna put it back up. For now it's an empty hole in my wall. But we have a working refrigerator again. I went a good 2 or 3 weeks without one and it was horrible. We're gonna make some pizza. I have been so just like disoriented and delirious. I don't know what's going on anymore, man. This light isn't really ideal, but if I turn these on, I think it's gonna make it worse. Does that help? I got my notes back from my beta reader for Wicked Souls yesterday. If you're watching this, thank you so much. She is so helpful. She wrote like 40 pages of notes and there was like over 1,000 comments in the manuscript itself. So I kind of like went through it all yesterday and this morning I started like actually making changes. And it was great because I knew like generally a couple of things that were wrong with the manuscript, but I didn't know exactly where. Like I couldn't really put into words what needed to be done. And she and I were on like the exact same page because she like commented on everything that I knew like instinctually was an issue, but she could like actually articulate why it was an issue, and now I figured out how I'm gonna fix it. So we are working on that. The book is getting so freaking long. Like I knew it was gonna be long. We're past 90,000 words now and I've just started this new draft, so it's just only gonna get longer from here. But it's really shaping up. It's really coming together. I'm like, I even like book 2 more than I like book 1 now. I'm so excited for you guys to read it. I believe all of the book 2 stuff is up for pre-order now if you want to pre-order book 2, the ebook and the paperback. And I'm hoping the audiobook for book 1 is now available. It's been taking forever to process, but I'm thinking by the time this video goes up, it should definitely be up by now. I'm so disappointed. So I was out running errands this morning and I went to like 3 different stores. We went to Target, Home Goods, and World Market, looking around for like Halloween decor fun stuff for my place. Nothing but disappointment. Like Target had a little bit of stuff, but nowhere had anything good. So I mean, I know it's the beginning of September, but I was still disappointed. So I went to the liquor store instead and we got some wine. Currently working on 2 editing clients as well, so I started one of those this morning. We're gonna work on those a little bit more. That's about it. Wicked Souls, editing clients, trying to maintain what little sanity I have left. I don't know if I made a video since all of my release week content, but the Marionettes release went super well. If you missed all of those videos and you want to hear more about it, I'll have the playlist down below. So just thank you guys so much for picking up the book, reviewing it. It was overwhelming, honestly, but it was so cool to see the book do that well and people enjoy it that much. I couldn't have asked for a better release. Like it literally could not have gone better. So thank you guys so much. I know you were a huge part of that. Okay, I lied. We're not over 90,000 words yet, but we will be by the end of today. So what I've been doing, I printed out the notes. I'm not even kidding. 32 pages. And it's been really helpful because she broke down her notes like chapter by chapter. So I'm going through and I'm highlighting the things that I know I'm gonna change or I wanna at least look at. And then I cross them out once I've done them. And I have like the fresh new draft up on one side and then the one with her annotations on the other side, so I'm like kind of going through them both at the same time, chapter by chapter. Then I've also been making a list in here of overall things that I want to address and then chapter by chapter things I want to address. We've gotten to, I think, chapter 4 and I had to write an entirely new scene, so I'm working on that. And then the scene after that is going to be changed significantly because of the new scene. So I think we're honestly gonna be stuck in this chapter for the rest of today. We blew through the first 3 pretty quickly, but this one's gonna give me a headache. This one's coming out December 7th of this year. So I don't really have any worries about getting it done in time, but I'm actually thinking I wanna try and get it done sooner than I was originally expecting and reach out to my editor to see if she can bump me up and get to it a little bit earlier. One, that way I'm like a little bit worried about the cutoff point of uploading the finished manuscript to Ingram Spark for pre-orders and having it go out, and it would be a nightmare if by the time I got it back from my proofreader, if I uploaded it, it wouldn't go into effect and pre-orders got the earlier version of the manuscript, you know? So I'm a little bit worried about that. I need to double check the time for that. But also if I can get this done sooner, my audiobook narrator can get started on it sooner, and then maybe the audiobook for book 2 can come out closer to release than book 1's is. So right now I have my proofreader scheduled for I think mid-November, like November 15th or something. If I can just bump that up by like a week or two, I think that would make a really big difference. We still have all of September and all of October to get this done, and my beta reader was so quick. She got this back to me within a week. I was expecting her to take like a month. So I have more time to work on this than I was expecting. And once I finish this draft, I might send it back to my other beta reader to see what she thinks of the changes, because she read an earlier version of this. But after this draft, I think I'll be done with major revisions, and then we're gonna jump into line edits and everything like that, which I think is totally reasonable to get done in 2 months. Anyway, I'm just thinking out loud. That's what's happening. I'm also kind of like itching to start book 3, but I really want to finish book 2 before we try and jump into book 3, because I don't want to do what I did last time again. When I was wrapping up book 1 and getting it ready for release, I was working on book 2 the entire time. So I was like simultaneously working on book 1 and book 2 at the same time. And that was hard. I don't know what I was thinking, but we're not doing that again. We're gonna finish book 2 first. So I'm working on client edits. And I have a Maxine with me. She doesn't usually sit with me while I work. That's usually Dean's job. But she's been clinging to me all day. So we're doing a copy edit for a client right now. I think I want to do at least one more chapter of this before I call it a night. Then we'll probably jump over to my book tonight and pour a glass of wine. But yeah, this is going really well. This is actually a book in a series, so I did the book before this one too. So this project is just like really fun for me to work on. Every time I pull up the camera, he comes running. Can you move? Happy Tuesday from me and Dean's butt. It's about 11:30. We've had a fantastic morning. I've gotten so much done. He's gonna knock you over. Can you not? Anyway, yeah, we gotten a lot done this morning. I've been working on one of my manuscript evaluations, and I still need to work on my other editing client, which is copy edit. So I'm working on Wicked Souls right now as my break in between. I emailed my proofreader this morning, so we'll see what she says when she gets back to me, asking if we can move up my date, and then also giving her an update, because I emailed her a while ago to book the date. And at that point, I don't know what draft I was in of this book, but I was still kind of under the impression that this book was going to be around the same length as the first one, so I gave her an estimate of about 70,000 words. We're already at 90,000 words, so I was just like, heads up, it's gonna be a lot longer than I thought. So hopefully she can move me up. We'll see. I don't know why everything is taking so long to process. The audiobook is still not up. Paperbacks for Wicked Souls are still being really slow. I checked and it's on Barnes & Noble and Book Depository for sure. It's like showing up on Amazon, but it's showing up as like unavailable, and I don't know why. And it might be other places too, and I just don't know. So everything is just taking forever, which is irritating because I'm impatient. So yeah, I've been working on Wicked Souls. I actually haven't gone back to where it was yesterday. For some reason, I went back into chapter 1 and started line editing the first couple of pages for no reason. That's not what we're doing right now. That's not where we're at. That's just what I started doing. I don't know why. Now we're gonna jump back into chapter 4. I was probably putting off doing the harder part. So now we're gonna go back to chapter 4. I actually don't think it's gonna be as hard as I thought it was gonna be. It's going pretty well. We'll see what we can get done with this one today. I think that's all I got for you, update wise. I can't even like conceptualize the idea of this being a book and you guys reading it when the first book like just came out, and I already feel like I'm like rushing to get this ready for the next release. It's just this like never ending cycle. I also need to come up with our book club picks for this month for a poll. I'm a little bit behind on that. Last month we read Neon Gods by Katie Robert, so I don't know if I want to pick like some like similar genre and just kind of stay on that kick, or go for something completely different, maybe read a thriller this month. I don't really know, but I need to do that today as well. Good news, my proofreader got back to me. She can move me up a week. So now this book needs to be done November 8th. Today is September 7th. So we got 2 months. I believe in us. It's gonna be okay. And I do look a little sunburned. Today's Wednesday. It's almost 5 o'clock at night, actually. I can't even remember the last clip I filmed. What did we talk about last? I don't know. One of my beta readers was actually in town, so I just got back from getting coffee with her. You have her to thank, actually, because she asked me about videos and it reminded me that I was doing this vlog. I actually ended up sitting with her for like 2.5 hours. So now we really gotta buckle down and get some client work done. I finished up with a copy edit this morning, or like I finished what I needed to get done today. So now we're gonna sit here and work on our manuscript evaluation. And I don't know if I updated you while I was doing all of this with Wicked Souls. So something that I've been working on with this draft is the timeline. If you've stayed caught up on any of my editing vlogs for any of my books, this is always an issue for me. I'm so bad about timelines, and it's not like it comes as a surprise to me. I know as I'm working on it, it's an issue, but it's always something like I'll deal with it later once I have the whole plot set out. And then I will clarify the timeline once I have it all figured out. So I went through chapter by chapter, and I don't want to show you this, just like mapped out what happens in each chapter, and then not even like what day of the week it is, because I don't know. I just put like day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, just so I could see how many days passed for the whole timeline of the book. Because in my head, this book was always going to be like 3 months long, and I had a feeling that's not what it was. Like, that is what it is in my head, but I didn't properly map that out in the book, if that makes sense. So right now it spans about 1 month, and I need to stretch it out to cover the full 3-month period, which actually isn't going to be that big of a deal. I just need to indicate that there's like a gap of time between a couple of these chapters, and that wasn't clear to begin with. I'm also adding in other scenes based on some stuff in my beta reader, and I talked about we're fixing timeline issues right now. I feel like this is just becoming like a staple part of my process, because I do this with every freaking book. I don't know why it's so hard for me to write books that have like drawn out timelines. I don't know how writers do things that happen over a long period of time, because all of my books, I just make things go like one after the other, so then they only last like a week or two, a month being the longest I've managed to stretch it out. I just like am so bad about passage of time in books. This is probably my biggest weakness when it comes to writing. It's so hard for me. So working on that like overall, and then I'm going chapter by chapter and comparing my beta reader's notes on the chapter level. So that's where we're at. Did I tell you I did manage to bump up my proofreader date? So I have exactly 2 months from today to get this book done. Also, completely off topic, because no one in my real life has caught up on this. I've asked 4 different people who usually watch the show, and nobody could talk to me about it because they haven't been watching. Is anybody watching Bachelor in Paradise this season? Have you watched this week's episodes with the drama with like Natasha and Brendan and Piper, and then the other couple whose names I do not remember? I just someone talk with me about it, because I was shook. I don't even usually watch Bachelor in Paradise, but a couple of my friends do every year, so they're always talking to me about it. So here I am this year finally watching it, and now no one else is watching it, and I can't talk about it with anybody. The reason why I usually avoid Bachelor in Paradise is because I feel like my favorites from the Bachelor or the Bachelorette seasons go on to Paradise and then behave really badly, and it ruins them for me, and then I don't like them anymore. So I don't like watching people who I'd liked on the original seasons go on there and then get ruined, and that's exactly what just happened. So if anyone's watching, talk with me about it, please. Also, I talked about this on Instagram, but not on here, just because we've talked about these movies several times in my vlogs, because they're like it's like my favorite franchise. If you like the Final Destination movies, they haven't all been on one streaming service, and I feel like so long I've been looking and looking, and they're all on HBO Max now. So if you love Final Destination as much as I do, they're all on HBO Max. I binge watched the whole franchise again. That's all I got for you. Happy Thursday from Maxine. I didn't sleep at all last night, so I'm exhausted. So we're working on editing clients this morning, working on Wicked Souls. I have a friend coming over tonight, so I also need to clean up around here. And then I'm driving my parents to the airport at like 4 in the morning. So it's been a weird time. No.